So you got yourself a new air fryer. Welcome to the club. And I bet you're ready to start using it. Today I've got 10 super easy recipes that are gonna help you get the hang of your air fryer and open your eyes to all of the possibilities, because there are a lot of them. My name is Cathy. Here on YouTube, I empower air fryer owners to use their air fryer for so much more than French fries and frozen chicken nuggets. Get ready, because you're gonna start saving time because everything cooks faster in the air fryer. You're gonna save money because you're gonna find it's way easier to just throw something in the air fryer instead of grabbing takeout or running through a drive-thru, which means it really doesn't matter which brand of air fryer you have. You might have to just modify slightly, but the general rule of thumb is just press the air fry button. You can kind of ignore all of the other ones on your air fryer. Set the time and the temperature, and you're gonna be set. And at the end of this video, I'll have some more inspiration for you with a free download, and I'll direct you to where you can find some training on how to use your air fryer. Are you ready to see these? Let's go. The first one just amazes everybody every time they make it. It's bacon in your air fryer. Go ahead and lay the bacon down side by side in the air fryer. I like to cook bacon at 380 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for about 8 to 10 minutes. Depending on how crispy you like your bacon, it's gonna take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Then you just let that grease cool down just a smidge. It's so easy and so darn good. This balsamic pork tenderloin recipe is also in my cookbook, page 120. And I love the fact that this cuts the regular oven cook time in half when we do it in the air fryer. For this recipe, you will need, of course, some pork tenderloin. Note that pork tenderloin is different than a pork loin. You'll usually find 2 tenderloins in one package. And then there's just 9 other seasonings that you need for this marinade. Start with 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a teaspoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of pepper, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and a teaspoon of rosemary, and a half teaspoon of onion powder, half teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, I personally like to throw the marinade in a bag, and I use these handy stands to help keep everything together. That way there's one less dirty dish. Then you can just get both of those pork tenderloins and put them in this bag. You could freeze one for later or cook them both up tonight. Go ahead and seal up the bag and then move it around just to coat everything. Let the air out, and then you're gonna let this marinate for at least 30 minutes. The most you'll want to do is like overnight. Oh, yay. Thanks, Haley.
You're welcome.
Turn around and give me a thumbs up. When it's done marinating, we're gonna pop it in the air fryer. I'm gonna use some parchment paper to keep that nice and clean. And then just place it right inside the basket. If you have any skinny sides, tuck them in. You could freeze the second one for another night or cook it at the exact same time. Pop it in the air fryer, crank it up to 400 for 10 minutes, and we'll check on it. And ooh, look how beautiful. We want to get this up to 145 degrees. So it's super close. So that brown sugar is helping it char. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this. Then we'll finish it up, and we're gonna give it about 3 more minutes. And now it's the moment of truth. Now it's about 141, almost 142. And now we're just gonna let it rest here. It'll finish coming up to temp without overcooking, and it'll be perfectly juicy.
I like that flavor. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
We're gonna do frozen hamburgers, frozen French fries, and it's gonna be perfect for just one person. We're gonna cook them both at the same time. Open up your air fryer. You can see there's plenty of room in this 5.8 quart air fryer for this 1/3 pound frozen patty and a good serving of fries. Just gonna pop those in there, kind of surround the patty, and now they're gonna cook at the same time. I'm gonna just set this to 380 degrees and I'll run it for about 15 minutes and then we'll check on it from there. And yes, you totally just heard me right. Homemade burgers and fries in 15 minutes. And when it's about halfway through cooking, you wanna go ahead and open it up. Check it out. I'm just gonna move those fries around a little bit. And then go ahead and flip that burger and pop it back in and let it finish up. And now it's done, and guess what? We have one more tiny, tiny step. First of all, look at that. And then if you want to, I always advise double checking that it's cooked all the way through, which it totally is. But now for the last step, I'm gonna put a piece of cheese on top. I'm gonna set it right back in here. And then I'm gonna just let it sit, and that cheese is gonna melt. It's gonna be perfect. And oh my goodness, check out how perfect this is. Can I give you one more cool tip? I'm gonna just set my fries and my burger on a plate here. Do you like toasted buns? Because if you do, this is so cool. Check it out. Pop your buns right here in the air fryer basket. Give it a quick little mist of oil using your handy dandy oil sprayer. Pop this right in the air fryer. And then I just crank it up to 380 for 3 minutes and it's gonna be perfect. And now, oh, perfectly toasted bunsies. Yes. And now, even though there's hardly anything on this burger, it's amazing.
For an air fryer burger, I give 5 out of 5.
Nice. This is a protein-packed breakfast casserole that you can totally make in the air fryer, and you can totally customize it to the food you like. So I'm just gonna chop up some peppers, and I'm gonna dice up some chicken sausage here. And we got 6 grams of protein in each egg. And then I've got Greek yogurt. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and I'm just gonna blend this up with my immersion blender. Now I'm gonna get a little bit creative today. Normally when I do a breakfast casserole, egg bake, whatever, I'll do ramekins or silicone liners. Today, I'm gonna try doing it in parchment paper. Now eggs can get pretty sticky, and even on my parchment paper, I'm a little bit worried about it sticking. So I am gonna just mist this with oil. Now, I'm gonna pop that right in my air fryer, and here's where the fun comes. My camera didn't capture when I poured the batter in here. Then I sprinkled in some of my peppers, and now I'm throwing in my chicken sausage. Let's just see how this bakes. Frittata style. I'm gonna bring that temperature down to 350, and let's give it about, let's start with 6 minutes and see how that does. Let's see how it's looking after 6 minutes. Not too shabby, but it definitely needs some more time. I'm kind of liking it. I'm gonna go with 350 and we're gonna give it just 6 more minutes. All right, it's been 4 minutes, so a total of 10, and I think this looks perfect right now. So now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just throw some cheese right on top. I'm gonna close it up and just let it sit here and melt for a few minutes. And here we are. Just pull it right out of the air fryer. What do you think? It's almost like a little, it's just a great little egg bake here. Look how good that is. Wow. And it worked out really well in the parchment paper, which I'm super excited about. For those nights where I just need dinner and a snack and I don't want to spend money eating out, I keep these 3 things on hand. A bag of potatoes, a bag of frozen chicken breast fillets, and a big old salad mix. First, you just prep that potato, wash it, dry it, pierce it, and then parboil it right in your microwave. All it takes is 5 minutes, and that is going to speed up the whole process. When it's done, pop your potato right in the air fryer, give it a little mist of oil, throw in a little salt, and of course, throw your chicken breast fillets right next to it. Then you're gonna pop the whole thing in the air fryer, crank it up to 380, and cook it up for 15 minutes. And boom, it is ready to go. Of course, you're gonna wanna rotate that chicken if you don't have the dual blaze air fryer, right around 7 to 8 minutes during that cook time. And right there in a flash, you've got a super easy, delicious, healthy dinner. Yes, you can make toast in your air fryer, which also means you can make a grilled cheese sandwich in your air fryer. This is how we do it. By the way, this one's on page 176 in my cookbook. And with any grilled cheese, of course, you're gonna butter both sides of the bread, get your preferred cheese, and you could put up to 4 sandwiches in your air fryer. Go ahead and throw it in at 350 for 4 minutes. And while that starts, I like to warm up some yummy tomato soup, flip it after 4 minutes, and cook it at 350 for 4 more minutes. Soup's ready, sando's ready, and oh my goodness, listen to this crunch. That is an amazing grilled cheese sandwich. Enjoy. Roasting potatoes in the air fryer is just second to none. Like, so easy, so delicious, so fast. Enjoy this recipe. For roasted potatoes, simply dice them up, give them a quick little bath in some hot water, pat them dry, add some oil, season them as you want, and then you'll cook them in the air fryer at about 380 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. These garlicky, buttery steak bites are packed with flavor. They're perfect for tossing over roasted or mashed potatoes, rice, or even just straight into your mouth. No judgment from me. And the best news, you only need a few ingredients and they'll be ready in less than 15 minutes. besides salt, pepper, oil, and the amazing steak tips, of course. You just need some garlic and butter. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my air fryer. If you don't have the preheat option, just set your air fryer as high as it'll go for about 5 to 10 minutes. I do wanna pat these nice and dry. The nice thing is if you're just cooking for 1 or 2, you could use some of the steak for another night. And right here, I've got just about 3/4 of a pound or 12 ounces. And I'm gonna pour about a tablespoon of avocado oil and just coat my steak nice and evenly. And I've got a few pieces that are pretty big, so I'm just gonna cut them down a little bit. Oh my, this is so wrong, but that's what we're doing. Just gonna ensure everything cooks nice and evenly. Now I'm gonna throw on a little salt and some pepper. Just do as much or as little as you like. And I've got this nice preheated air fryer. I'm gonna drop the steak. Yeah. Check out that sizzle. Hello, hello. And since these are just small little bites, they only need like 4 minutes. And yes, that is cooking. It's so exciting. Do you hear it? I just hear the sizzle. I don't even hear the air fryer. I'm gonna melt about a tablespoon or 2 of butter with about 2 to 4 garlic cloves. I'm a cheater. I just love these little garlic cubes. You find them in the freezer aisle, by the way. Pop those in and melt away. Oh, 'tis the moment. Nice. Now, look at this. I'm just gonna put my steak right into this dish. And here comes the garlic butter. Oh, yes. And then we just coat the steak with the garlic butter. And this right here is perfection. And how's that for quick and easy dinner or lunch in our case?
That's really good.
So good. So perfect. A lot of times what I like to do is just grab leftovers. I'm gonna grab some protein, and I always love to wrap it up in a tortilla. So I've got this leftover meat from when I made empanadas, and I still have some of this cheese from Costco, and I've got some of these super yummy tortillas from this company that I recently discovered called Tortilla Familia, and these are amazing. So here's what I'm doing. Parchment paper, always key when there's cheese involved. And then I'm placing down a couple of these tortillas, and I'm just gonna top them with some of this cheese. It's actually a little less messy this way. Then I'm just gonna throw down some of this yummy meat. It's still cold, but that's okay. It will heat up in the air fryer. Now I'm gonna put on a cute little top layer. And to keep these babies from blowing around, some of you have told me that you do this, and I think it's a brilliant idea. And I'm just gonna pop it in my air fryer. I think when I did this before, it was 360 for 6 minutes. We'll see how that goes. And then of course, the newer model has the shake button reminder, so I can come flip it in about 3 minutes. Okay, there's my shake reminder. You do want to use a little hot pad or tongs to pull that rack out. And these are looking so good. They're crispy on the top. And I'm just gonna flop them over and pop this rack back on. By the way, that came in my air fryer accessory kit. I will link to that down below. And we will let it finish up. Ta-da! And while that finishes up, I'm just gonna get myself some avocado. And I've got garden fresh tomatoes. Oh, so good. And check it out, it's done. I love the air fryer because when it's done cooking, it's done cooking. So you don't have to worry about things burning if you can't get to them right away. And look, those look so good. Look how good that is. Oh, yummy. I'm just gonna throw in some of my tomatoes and my avocado. It's a little messy. It's lunch done right. You can have maple bars whipped up in less than 15 minutes, and it costs way less than buying them from a donut shop. Up first, you're gonna need some Grand's biscuits. Now you're gonna stretch out this little biscuit to make like a little oblong shape. For the maple glaze, you need 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 3 tablespoons of milk. Get it on the stove and set your temperature to medium. And you just want to whisk up all of those ingredients, stirring often so that butter melts and everything combines. And now that this is almost done, I'm going to preheat my air fryer at 350 for about 4 minutes. Once it's all melted and combined, take it off the heat and add in a tablespoon of corn syrup and 2 teaspoons of maple extract. That smells amazing. Now just to give it a nice donutty finish, I'm gonna just lightly mist, and I'm placing oil side down in the air fryer. Then I'm gonna just give it a light mist on the other side. I'm gonna pop these in. We're gonna run it at 350 for just 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna add in 2 cups of powdered sugar, but I'm just gonna do a half cup at a time. You just wanna make sure it's nice and smooth in between those additions. At first, you're gonna be a little worried because it's gonna seem lumpy, but don't worry, because by the time you get to that last half cup, it's gonna be nice and thick. Now if your donuts are still cooking, you do wanna kinda keep this warm, so just put it on some low heat. That's gonna keep it from hardening up, and if it's just like way too thick, you can add in another tablespoon or 2 of milk. Time is up. Wow, look what happens in just 5 minutes. Then once they've cooled enough where you can just touch them, but they're still warm, just grab your little maple bar, dip it right there in the frosting. Oh, yummy. Make sure everything's covered, and just set it out so that glaze can harden. Taste test.
My
Someone's excited.
goodness. No way.
5 stars for everyone. Ding, ding, ding. If you're feeling inspired and ready to go, I have 30 chicken recipes right here, plus a free download with all of the recipes. Watch this one, you'll find it right here. If you're still a little bit hesitant, then go watch this one first. And then be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.